Since I'm so off kilter on today's show, what difference do it make? It really don't even make a difference. My lotion. Ooh, I got. Ooh, mama, you got money. Okay. Okay. I ain't have a drink. I got an ear pod I need to put away because y'all ain't gonna be able to hear. Um, I hear. That's all I got for y'all. That's all I got for the people is to say that I am here. Hold on. One more here. Let me get a light or something. Let Big Mama again. I got shit all over the place. Let's see if this light will help us with a little bit more light. Ooh, that ain't. Eat that hurt her. Remember, come on now, y'all just playing games with Big Mama now. Remembering, not Coming to America. What's the name of that? You're just combing her hair, and she was like, Whoopi Goldberg, Oprah Winfrey, Danny. Oh my God, Color Purple. Come on, people, where y'all at? Color Purple, that hurt. These naps on my head hurt. Okay, and then can't even get through this because I told y'all this morning I sweated out all my hair, and it just is what it is, and it just is what it is. So welcome y'all. Hey y'all. Hey, it's me, your girl, Big Mama. Welcome to Big Mama's Daily Digest, because that's who you got over here. I know we need some light because I can't see, y'all can't see, we can't see. OKC is out there kicking ass in the. Oh, that ain't the light. I said, just give me a line. Well, just let me tell y'all the chomping of this. I'm hot and I ain't bothered, but I'm hot. I don't like having this light right here. Maybe I'll put it right there. But then I ain't gonna be able to close up. Now, I don't know what I did with this light before, but let's see. Eek. For whatever reason, this light that got the whole ring light ain't giving too much light. I just feel like I ain't got no light going on around here. Anyhow, I digress. And then the light went out because we clearly had it on all day yesterday. So, oh well, we ain't getting no light anyway because it died. Oh well, it died, did. So that light is over and done with. But hey, y'all, hey, it's me, your girl, Big Mama. I'm here. Y'all don't need all the this in y'all face over there. I'm here. I'm chomping on my $1 ice, as y'all already know, because I think a little bit of it is I'm dehydrated a tad bit. I think that might be a big part of it. Is when your body is asking for something that you clearly ain't giving it, and so it's saying, "Go on and give me a little bit of that." Maybe that's one of the reasons why I'm always craving ice too. Yes, I know I have low iron and I'm anemic, and that's one of the main reasons. But I know I'm always hella, hella fucking deficient as it relates to having a good water intake. Or, they say you can drink a lot of water and your body is still deficient in hydration because your body is not absorbing the water. So maybe Big Mama ain't absorbing it because that's why my ass be over here fucking always eating ice. Because I'm stuck. I just washed my hair. I had to run in there. So I'm late. Y'all know me, I'm always late. I ain't always late. But I had to run from one location home, and that's what made me late. So we here today, Big Mama's Daily Digest on Thursday. We really only got, I had really only one thing on my agenda. Oh damn, I can't even pull it up because I'm using my phone because I said I was gonna go live on Facebook today, which I'm doing over here for all of you YouTubers. For everybody who's joined me on YouTube, thank you very much, because this is an exclusive to YouTube show. However, I have allowed Facebook. These are Facebook. I've allowed Facebook individuals to join the conversation tonight. And so that's what we are. And with that being said, it was the SCOTUS ruling. They have been picking apart the National Voting Rights Act since forever. They've been gutting it since the day is long. They've been picking it apart. And today, they have just decided they just about to really fuck this shit up. They said we're going to leave it up to states. Gerrymander all the fuck you want. If you want to draw every district to where it's nothing but Republican, you could do that if you want. And that's what we are. So, to make things simplistic, so people who don't understand what's going on, what the rights, what the bill, what the this, what the that, ultimately, it is just now giving the states authority to say, draw them districts, draw it in heart if you want. I don't care. Hey James, hey Ralph. Oh, sorry, Ralph. Yes, it is ultimately the thick of the skinny. Is it a skinny or the thick? I don't know I don't know, because I'm thick and I'm skinny. Don't y'all come in here talking no mess. I said I'm thick and I'm skinny, okay? Now we just gonna let Big Mama live. We are not here to debate that. The thick of the skinny is they're just rolling back piece by piece of this amendment and the rights that we once had in voting. They're just dialing back more and more provisions to make it unfair for to make it unfair for Americans to properly vote the way in which we've been voting in the past. And the more people feel as if, well, my vote don't count anyway, because I posted something with Raphael Warnock, and whether you like him or not, people always want to shoot the messenger. Who gives a fuck who gave you the message? The message is the message. Now you take it or leave it. It doesn't matter. That's so funny, huh, James? But here nor there, doesn't really matter. The Supreme Court has ruled on the fact that the individual states have the right to draw the map however you want. If you want to draw maps to where you're going to get nothing but Republican voters and Republican leaders based off of the way in which you're drawing these maps, have at it. We don't care. And that's what we are. So, unfortunately, when you're a minority and you're black like this and not like this, those have hella fucking consequences for us. And so it's kind of like a poor man's repeal. Ultimately, they're making sure that your black ass, it's harder for you to vote. And for those who already felt that their vote doesn't count, you're going to feel even more like your vote doesn't count, because it did vote. It did count, but now they're going to ensure that you feel it even better. But whenever somebody tells you something don't matter, and they're really strongly encouraging you, you shouldn't even do that. You shouldn't even do that. That should raise a hair and be like, maybe it's something that I should do. Now, I don't understand that, because as a child, I used to call it, I still call it defiance syndrome. When someone tells me, because this is just in me, it's always been like that. My daddy said, I don't know what is wrong with this little girl. She's so bad. But when someone tells me, you can't do something like, Albert, don't do this. Why you go tell me some shit like that? Because you know what? Now all I want to do is do it. Now all I want to know is why you told me I shouldn't be doing it. Now I want to know what's going to happen if I do it. So my level of defiance is, the moment you tell me I shouldn't do something, don't do something, it's the first thing I'm about to go run and do. It could be some shit I wasn't even thinking about fucking doing. Because most times that's how it goes. I wasn't even thinking about that. But you just came up and like, hey, don't touch that over there. I didn't even see that over there. But now that you said don't touch it, and then your ass walk out that room, I'm about to go see what's up with that thing over there. That's kind of sort of how it is. So with voting, if they tell you it don't matter, it don't count, you shouldn't do it, all that's gonna make me do is say, well, now it's something I want to do because there's something sneaky going on there. You know something, you got the upper hand, and I want to know what that's all about. That's just me. Everybody ain't like me. I get it. I understand, but that's just what it is. And then it was something else we're going to talk about. My girlfriend wants me on next week's podcast because this is Big Mama's Daily Digest. So this is just weekly. We talking about we I should talk about really, but next Tuesday she wanted me to really break down this Michael Jackson movie. I don't know why everybody looking at me to break down Michael. I guess because I didn't give it as great reviews as everybody thought that I would. Because I'm the biggest Michael Jackson fan that most everyone knows. Um, but I got real mixed reviews as it relates to the movie. I won't dive into it here because I need to save all that for Tuesday's show. But I do want everybody to go see it. You must go see this film. If you are older and you lived through, which ain't nobody on here that's 2 or 3 years old, you've lived through much of this. Many of you may even be older than I am. But I know Mike's, I'm saying Mike like he my homie. I know his life story. I know how old he was when this happened, when that happened. Like, cause I'm the biggest Michael Jackson fan, so I'll be knowing so much. I was already before I saw the movie, while I was in the movie, talking about this is what's about to happen. And that's what's about to happen. Watch, this is what's gonna happen here. And sure enough, that is exactly what happened. And everybody, my kids, they're like, "Girl, if you don't shut up talking in this movie theater, you crying, you singing, you dancing, you saying words that." Because I know that man like I know myself. But I digress. So what y'all got going on? For this week, it's been one hell of a week. Let me tell you that. I was talking yesterday about the burden. That's a bad word. Burdensome is kind of like heavy. But ultimately, when people put things on you, he's the greatest, man. James, he is the greatest, okay? Um, you saying he was a 55-year neighborhood crip? Michael Jackson was? I mean, I'm not negating it. You crazy. In no way, in no way. Hey, niece, in no way am I negating that, but that's funny. Because Michael Jackson was definitely hood. When you grow up with siblings, and he's not the baby because Randy was the baby, but you gotta think he's number 5 in all these older brothers. Michael Jackson got some real hood in him. He real hood. Gary, Indiana, don't let the smooth taste fool you. They said Michael Jackson was out there whooping ass too. I heard he beat Tupac up, and that's pretty fucking funny to me. But like, just think about that, Michael Jackson and Tupac fighting. Can you conceive that in your brain? Michael Jackson and Tupac squabbing. That's a mental that I can't unpack that right now. Especially because Michael Jackson is my favorite and Tupac is my favorite. And I love them both. And I got to dance on stage with Michael Jackson at the Los Angeles Coliseum during the Bad tour. And I met Tupac. We became friends because we used to see each other at the pet shop at the Beverly Center all the time. Him and his dog Max. I was there when he purchased the dog from that pet shop. And he asked me, I was like, "You should get that one." He was like, "Should I?" I was like, "Yeah." Great guy too. I mean, I didn't meet Michael Jackson. I was on stage dancing with him as a child, but I didn't meet him like that. I met Tupac. We had a one-on-one conversation 3 different occasions. Cool guy. I can't see the two of them fighting. I just can't see that shit. But it does make for one fantabulous as picture in your head. Not that I want to see them fighting, but just the fact that people are talking about that they did fight. And that's just like kind of mind blowing to be like, you gotta be fucking shitting me. Michael Jackson and Tupac, they're just too conscious. They're both too. Their heads are too forward to be thinking that they will. What would they fight over? Loving black people, empowering black people, leading nations. What could they possibly have to fight over when their plights were the exact same? Um, right? Like I don't know, James. I don't believe it. I mean, I heard it, but I just can't believe that Michael Jackson beat up. Not to say that he could fight. I just because I believe he also did like some martial arts and things like that. Things that people don't know about Michael Jackson. That's the part of the. As I was saying, hey, Ralph, I don't know. He probably did do it. I'm just saying. I'm not saying that he couldn't have the hands to beat up Tupac. I just don't understand with two men who are just so conscious and black and for the people. I just don't understand how or what they would even have to fight over. That's my thing. Like, what would they have to fight over? I couldn't fathom what could possibly be in their brains. Um, yeah, well, if I say I should have moved some of this stuff back because I'd be moonwalking all through this motherfucker all day, all night, but I'd be naked. So I can't show y'all that on film, but I know everybody would like to see it. I, that's what my likeness is, though. My life. Dot, 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 after. Um, what else do we have on our agenda today? So we had the SCOTUS, and there was only one other thing. We ain't got much in the news today because we ain't talking about Megan Clay. Megan Clay, Clay and Meg. Let that go. Let them people have it. Sadly, so many people have stepped into the chat. Ain't nobody business. Let them grown people break up in private, in person, in private, whatever. And go about their business now. They both rich. Some rich people problems. We're talking about both poor people problems over here. Poor people problems over here. Voting rights, okay? So we can vote for somebody who gonna get this gas price down, who gonna open up the straighter. Oh, Iran is willing to open the motherfucker up, and this dude Trump, he's exhausting. Gosh dang, he's so exhausting. He's so exhausting. And like the monopolization of press. My friend called me earlier today, and he was like, "Oh, did you see this?" I said, "I've told you, all of my political friends." I said, "I'm not gonna show nothing, Ralph. I'm not gonna show nothing." Um, all of my friends who are heavy into politics, like myself, we're in what year two, Trump, and they keep saying, "Did you see? Did you see?" And I said, "I don't know what it is about y'all. When I told y'all, I am not watching the news anymore. I will read, but I am not watching any news. I was consumed this last presidency, Trump's last presidency, with 24/7 content coming to me, pipe in all day, every day. I believe that really took probably 5 to 10 years. No, because it was a 4 year span, then it probably took about 10 years off my life. Um, Blood pressure being raised. Probably I got sick and my nerves is bad. And everything because I really want people to be mindful of the things in which they ingest. And even my program is something that you're ingesting, but hopefully it doesn't do too much damage neurologically, psychologically, if I'm watching my show. But if it does, please turn it off because Big Mama don't want to hurt nobody. However, programming, television, nonstop content of things that are not edifying, lifting you up, and you know what you feel like. And I implore everyone to take a beat to understand what signals are being sent to your body by the things in which you consume. So if it's a television show, pay attention to how your body is responding. If it's the music or the score in the movie, or if it's the content, or it's a thriller and it's scaring you, or like pay attention if it's consuming too much social media and your body is starting to feel. Pay attention to what your body is telling you about the things in which you are consuming, because it's equal to your stomach hurting because you ate bad meat. Whoopsie. It's the exact same thing. That is your brain signaling to you, this ain't good for me. And it hurt and it feel bad and I don't like it and it's making my brain sick. The same way you ate some curd milk or something that wasn't right for your body, when your stomach was like, oh, that's making my stomach hurt. You push away. You stop eating. Sadly, when things are doing the exact same thing and it's sending all of this to our bodies, all of these signals to our bodies, that is your brain receptors telling you, this is making me sick. It is making me sick as fuck. But many people don't know how to put it down. They just continue to consume. It could be a movie, walk out on that motherfucker. It could be television, change the channel. It could be social media, change. And then here's the thing with algorithms. Sometimes you get into an algorithm where it is, let's just say you woke up mad. You woke up mad at your spouse or your significant other. And you see one post that pretty much is saying, fuck a nigga. And then you spent time in that area before you scroll. You spent time right there. Do you know that that is how the algorithm is taught? And because you lingered in that area around that particular post that said, fuck a motherfucker, everything you start scrolling, everything is a meme or a post or some words or this saying pretty much everything about to say fuck a nigga that whole day. Your whole algorithm is about to say fuck a nigga all day in a various multitude of ways. It's gonna say fuck a nigga. And then everything that you see that day is gonna be like fuck a nigga. How is that healthy? Now sometimes, yeah, fuck that nigga. Sometimes. Not all the time. Sometimes. But you don't want to consume that all day in that one day time period. And then if this is your significant other, that's just how you feel on that one day. I still love this motherfucker, but fuck him today. Well, just think about all of the programming and all of the gook that your brain has just taken in on fucking never, fucking never, fucking never. When you get to I'm your algorithm. Oh, Roman, I love it. Well, see, your algorithm should be kind of funny then. If I'm your algorithm, how many elephants you see today? You see elephants unaliving people. You see elephants taking baths. You see little baby elephants running to get hugs. That's what I like my algorithm to be. I like my algorithm to be informative, but as you know, I love animals. So I want to see the animals living their best life on this earth. As y'all see, today it's all about the motherland, because it is all about the motherland for me today, okay? Because if it ain't black, it's whack. So yes, that's what the algorithm should be about, is positivity or the things that you want for that day. And that is how they do it. So if you decide that you hover around some bullshit, you will get bullshit, because that is exactly what they do. Uh, I've been researching it. I've been trying out different things, and one thing that I've done is when I start to go down to a deep path, I'm like, everything in my page is, thank you, James. Everything that gets on my nerve, I'll just go Google something. I'll Google elephants. I'll Google monkeys. I'll Google something so I can start liking new pages, and then it automatically start changing stuff, and then I'll just start to see monkeys here, elephants there, something. Because sometimes we got to get ourselves out of the shtick that we find ourselves in, because these computers are trying to program us the same way the TVs are trying to program us, and everybody else is trying to program us too. So it's on us to ensure that we change it. And because we are black like this and not like this, our voices as a part of the IT infrastructure, because that's my background, the IT infrastructure amplifies black voices. So if there is dissension in the black community, algorithms on these platforms are designed, AI designed to amplify the negativity in the African American community. Sadly, that's just how the coding is, because that is how the code is written for TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, how about to call it? That's just Zap. What's it called? Snap, whomever, whatever. Our voices are amplified on negativity. So if there is a negative topic, which is why Clay and Meg has probably dominated your feed. All you have to do is make one comment, stop at one person's post, and then your whole feed began to be nothing but. And then here's the thing: depending on if you pick the side, let's just say you pick the side. I picked Clay's side. Well, all of your algorithm is about to be like, fuck bitches, fuck hoes, fuck this, fuck that, 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 that. And then you're consuming nothing but the negative of the negative about a black woman. And you may not feel that way, but you're being programmed to. You are being programmed. I am well, Ricky. How are you doing? So that's how it works. I'm just telling y'all how IT works. I know I've worked for the biggest of the biggest companies in IT, and I ain't talking about the Facebooks and the Googles and all those. I'm talking about ones that are much bigger than them. Um, they're running on the technology of the company that I was working for, and that's how the codes are written. That is just how it is written. Black voices are negatively amplified. Both sexes go through the exact same thing. All races go through the exact same thing. However, if it is negative for us, it will be top billing feed, and it will go much further, and the reach is much further. Sadly, that is just how it is. That's just how it goes, and it is in the AI coding as well. Sadly, that's how they got us effed up. And we play into it. We play into it by validating it. We play into it by jumping in on what they're amplifying. People always say, oh, black people are their own worst enemies. But you have somebody who is in technology who's the antagonist here. You have somebody like, let's just say it's two people. Remember back in the day on playground, you got two people want to fight. They're shoulder to shoulder, right? They're walking around in a circle. And man, ain't nobody doing nothing. You got that one motherfucker gonna push somebody. Like, man, you pushed me. They didn't push nobody. The other person pushed them. That is social media. We both walk around, neither one of us wanting to hurt each other because we just don't. We over here just chest big. We just pretending like we want to buck up at each other. We really don't. But they are pushing us into one another to force us to fight. And that is what social media is. So if it's not done right, that is where you find yourself. Much of what people feel comes from the programming in which they see. As I said, I think on yesterday's show, Tuesday's show, when we talk about a lot of things in that we see on social media, the topics that we see on social media. So let's just say it's relationships. Oh, black women, this, whatever that may be. Black men, that, whatever that may be. But then, as I've said personally, I personally don't know any people like that. Like, I'll give you an example. men always saying that women beg for money or something. Um, hey, Art, watching the basketball. Everybody always watching the basketball game. We're talking about, oh crap, what was I just about to say? Um, oh, men talking about women begging for money, right? Men begging for money. I'm talking about men are always talking about women are begging for money. They want to go to crustaceans or they want to go to some fancy elaborate restaurant. And if you take them to the Cheesecake Factory, although don't take me to Cheesecake Factory because I do not like the Cheesecake Factory. You could please take me to Sizzler so I give me an all I can eat salad bar because that is my favorite. Okay, that's my personal favorite. But anyhow, but again, that's it. People saying you hear all of this rhetoric about men like I ain't about to do that. Women just want you to go feed them and da 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 and all of this other stuff. I don't know one person that is in anything like that. Every man that has ever approached me and said, "Hey, Big Mama, let's go do whatever," they ain't never said, "I ain't about to buy her nothing." It's already an assumption, and not that an assumption, but it's like, I want to go treat you and take you out to where you want to go. I want to go to, I'm always, my first place is always Sizzler. You believe these high end women, because that's what social media would have you believe, that this woman is too bad. She too bad. I got a nice Mercedes Benz. I got a nice everything. You could take my ass to motherfucking Taco Bell. No, I'm not Taco Bell because my tum tum gonna hurt. But you know what I'm saying? Like, don't nobody give a fuck about no shit like that. And I ain't never had no man be like, I ain't paying for you. That's just unheard of. You hoping the Lakers win tomorrow? I don't understand. Yeah. I mean, Cheesecake Factory is a normal place to go on a freaking date. That is comparable to what you do on a first date. That is first date material. But I just personally don't like the food at Cheesecake Factory. So if it's someplace comparable, as a matter of fact, that's kind of a little too high up for me. You can bring me on down to, again, I want Sizzler. Give me what I want. That's me. Don't go fancy. I am not fancy. I don't like fancy. I don't want fancy. I'm down. I'm way too down to earth. My feet down. Is my feet are planted on the ground. Okay, don't do that. I don't eat seafood of any kind at all. So I ain't about to have no shrimp and lobster towers. I don't got that. Don't want to go nowhere where they got. Not saying I won't go nowhere where they have it, but just the fact that yeah, not Taco Bell. Taco Bell is too low. Don't you take me to no dang smash or storm burger. Y'all gonna leave me alone with that storm burger mess. Don't do that. Take me in and out. Take me to in and out. That's what you could do. You can take Big Mama to in and out. I give me a double like it ain't nothing and take 3 bites and talk about I'm full. Because that's another thing. What happens when I eat 3 bites and I'm like I'm full? Because my daddy always taught me you be able to pay for your meal, their meal, and everybody else's meal too, which I can. So that's why I don't care where you take me. But if the goal is the company, getting to know someone, the goal ain't the food, that's the backdrop. So who gives a fuck about what the hell we eating? We could go get some sandwiches from Mike Deli and go sit at the goddamn Ladera Park, okay? That is what, because I want to talk to you. I want to learn your mind, your brain, your this. I don't give a fuck about what the hell kind of lobster we eating because I don't want that. I don't want that. That nasty is stinky. But I mean, I don't mind if you eat lobster. I'm just not gonna eat it. Don't give me a Caesar salad and we good. Sometimes I want grilled chicken on it. Sometimes I don't. I just want the greens. But that's just it. That's what I'm saying. You hear all this rhetoric. I don't know not one woman who has been asked on a date and a man is like, I hope you know I ain't paying. Because I don't do that. Or where you want to go, because I ain't taking you here. All this stuff that you hear, like just amplified. I don't know any of this stuff to be real in real life. And that leads me to maybe a topic that I'll bring up on another show. But people said, perhaps, Albert, that's your experience. And I had to sit with that and be like, is that just my experience? I don't know. I mean, I only have my own experience to go off of course, my girlfriends as well. And none of my girlfriends have ever mentioned the fact that they Um, you lost your volume, Art? No. Do you hear my dogs barking? Because they're out there cutting up. Okay? Hey, hey, hey. Hush. Goodness gracious. Um, I think they barking at a dog that's walking past. They have that ain't my dog over there. The big one you just heard, that's my neighbor's dog. But all the randoms in the backyard, those are all my dogs. They cutting up. You know what I'm saying? You hear so many things amplified on these channels, and I always ask people, is that your experience? And they're like, no, but why are we giving in to this social media machine as if what we're giving it is churning out truth? If this is not our experience, yet we're commenting like da 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 da. I don't know. Oh, okay, so you cut it off, Art, thinking that is me. I'm so silly. I need help. I ain't even had no edibles. That's the problem. When I have no edibles, I cut up more than I do if I had something in my system. But anyhow, that's what I'm saying. Like, we type on these machines and we help amplify the conversations that are non-applicable to our lives. So that's what I'm saying. The way in which the algorithms are, they have us arguing over subsets of information that's non-applicable to any of us. And much of, like, when we were talking about the conversation on my life after 2 weeks ago, going 50-50 in relationships and stuff like that. Well, do you know every demographic, every race has this exact same conversation? It's just the fact that do you like that you have very interesting. Oh, thank you very much. My topics come from a thought, and then before it becomes on my little board of topics over here, I kind of dive into it with more thought. And then my thoughts splinter. And then I do a little tad bit of research to see if there is something there. And then when and or if I find like, wait, there is something behind this, then I go ahead and put it on my board of ideas of topics. And then I go into research mode and find all of the psychologists, sociologists, the people who have data backing what I thought. Sometimes it's debunking all of what I thought, which is a good thing too, because I love being challenged with my own perspective and being wrong about a lot of what I believed. And so that's how the topics become topics, because it was a piece of thought at some point in time. But yeah, the algorithm will always, for Black voices, amplify BS. That is what it is taught to do. It is AI intensive. That is what it does. Every race goes through the exact same thing, talking about 50-50. However, you ain't heard no podcast. Hey, Albert, you haven't heard one. SG research of topics also. That's what gives it a good narrative. Oh, thank you so much, Art. Yes, that is what gives it steam. That is what gives it the fire, the fuel to go forward. Is because Black people say one thing and then it just keeps going. There are no podcasts that are as loud as the Black voices about who should go 50-50, and I don't want no woman over here, because everybody feels as if they're being taken. And we did a show on that 2 weeks ago. But everybody does it. Everybody feels the same. What cigar bar are you at, Albert? Everybody feels the exact same way. They just ain't got overarching conversations in the world where the whole fucking thread is just arguing with Black people over, well, you ain't no good and you a gold digger. It just, that's not what's amplified. It is designed because it is dissension amongst us. Because when you get a Black man and a Black woman arguing, oh yeah, put that all the way up there. But could you, if Obama, hate him, love him, if Barack and Michelle were fighting, when she did not show up to I forgot whose funeral it was. It was something. She's like, I don't want to do this shit no more. I'm done. You are not president. I don't want to be there anymore. Belmont Shore. Oh, okay. You're in Long Beach, South Long Beach. So okay, that's what's up. So if there was some smoke and fire, they believe where there's smoke, there's fire. That was just Michelle saying, I ain't doing this no more. You ain't president, ain't your job. You ain't got to do this shit more. Meaning, I don't have to do it no more. And everybody's like, oh my gosh, there is dissension. And that was just booming. Like, oh, it's topic. Now, that man that got his thing sucked underneath the desk. Y'all ain't once talked about how they was getting divorced, the dissension in that household, what Hillary over here doing, what Bill over here doing, and none of this. It just went straight away. Michelle just didn't attend one damn thing, and everybody's like, oh, the whole everything is, oh, they get divorced. I heard they get divorced. Like, why do we want to know that? Why do we want to hear that? Why is that so big based off of, hey, Kiana, based off of one set of eyes that realized Michelle didn't show up. Barack over there sitting by himself. Oh, they getting divorced. And we ran with it. Not we, but they ran with it. You see how that news is so much more exciting for the world to see a black couple break up. They ain't broke up. Yeah, I mean, well, watch that show, Art. Go watch that show. It was 2 weeks ago. Because you're black like this and not like this. I'm not going to go into that show. But 50-50 is a whole notion of something where, unfortunately, African Americans don't come from that same place of stability. And, if you've ever watched any one of my shows, I'm going to break it all the way down, all the way back to the history of the topic. And then we move all the way through to get to where we are as to why people say the things that they say. But I dive into that, I break that whole thing down. And 50-50 is pretty much what most people have to do in our community because we have black men who have been you don't want to give a black man a job. When you give him a job, you don't want to pay him what he is worth. When he gets on said job, you overwork him, underpay him. All of these things contribute to our dynamic as African Americans and how we come together. The stability of that home can't rely on a person who is already being beaten up outside of the home for him to come in and then try to provide. It's unfair. And unfortunately, in this particular land that we live in, you ain't giving black men what you give white men for them to be able to be the sole provider. They are behind the 8 ball because of the systems set in place. I don't believe that there are any good black men that don't want to provide 100% for their families. They want to. I believe that they do. I'm not about to think that there are men who like, I don't want to do that. I want her to do half this shit. I don't believe that there are many men like that. Unfortunately, the situations and the way in which systems have been set in place to keep us so far behind where we both have to do what we have to do to survive, that is just not what we can do. And that is why we are seeing being the dummies is fucking arguing about this shit. You're arguing with a man who just can't give 100 fucking percent. He can't. And it ain't even his fault. It ain't because he don't want to. It ain't because he ain't a hard worker. It ain't because he ain't a good man. It ain't because of none of that shit. It is because the systems have been set in place to ensure that he cannot do that. Nothing more, nothing less. This argument is nothing more than them amplifying our voices with dissension amongst us. Ain't nobody else on here arguing as loudly about 50-50 as us. Other groups have the exact same conversation. Other men of other demographics feel the exact same way. I need this bitch to chip in. I want her to chip in. I need help. I'm just drowning here. They want that. but they just ain't online. Fuck that bitch, she talking about something. That's just not what's happening. That's the problem. And then when they are, the algorithm suppresses it. So if there are men like this, that's over there, mad, typing, I want a bitch to go fit it, and all that. It'll never blow up to the front. It would never. You said there are a few good men out here. We are just watching black men keep getting ostracized by white men. That's what it is. It's not that, and that's why I say so much of what we see on this programming, because social media to me is programming. So much of what we see is an amplification of something that just isn't real to our worlds, like literally to our worlds. My girl Kay on the line. Every time we are out, everybody's buying her drinks. I mean, she get a drink over here. It ain't no, I ain't buying no bitch no drink. I don't do that. She got drinks. She got more drinks than she needs. She don't drink them all. She gonna start repeating her stories. Sorry, Kay, I had to get you, girl. But that's what I'm saying. Like, we don't, it's just not what is being portrayed in social media. There are so many great black men out there, but they're also not online talking about how great they are. They're busy being great, not, I'm a great man. I'm great. I do great things. I take care of my family. They ain't out here telling you that. They just out here taking care of their family, taking care of their business. They're not online telling you how great they are. It just is. That's just not what's happening. Same thing with any other group. They're not telling you how great they are. They just go do what it is that they got to do. And unfortunately, social media has created this cosm of just gook for us to argue and fight over. And that gets so much click bait, so much attention, so many eyeballs to where it creates, because we create culture, we create the movements, we create the fashion, we create whatever's hot in the world, whatever's great, whatever is this, whatever is that. It came from black people. I don't mean blacks in Africa. I don't mean blacks in Europe. I'm talking about the African. I'm not what you are. Um, we are great. We are a mighty, 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 mighty people. When we understand our power, our true collective power, get off the social media talking mess about one another. Could you imagine if we had a social media day where no African American, no black person, nobody in our diaspora spoke ill of, right? A masculine man doesn't have to tell you that they're masculine. We can already see it. I mean, that's just what men do. I can look at you and see, ooh, he a man. Ooh, he a man. You know, he want to open the door and do to this and do to that. I'm like, okay, like that's men. That's what men typically do on a daily freaking basis. If we had a day on social media where no black person talked bad about any other black person, instead said something positive or uplifted them, do you know that our algorithms would be so fucked that they wouldn't know what to do? Like, wait, black people ain't talking shit about each other? Oh, they not bringing each other down? Oh, it ain't this and that. And I ain't talking about the bots because we can't control them because they're fake and they're bots. But if everybody who is really real could only, oh, gone queen, oh, I see you out there, king, and just like you just kept something going, do you know that we will fuck these dang machines up? They would know what to do because they thrive. The intelligence within these platforms, um, yeah, well, we get along with every race, and now that we're, oh wait, hold on. See now, you art now. Come on now, you can't have me reading the paragraphs now. Art. It's like we get along with every race, but every race just don't get along with us. No, that is very definitely true. And finding out that we're indigenous and a lot of races are getting very accepted. Yes, they need to be recognized. We have our strive if we want them. Um, a big part of it is, again, everything comes down to conditioning. Everything comes down to what we were taught, how we were taught to do things, how we were taught to move through this place and space. And once we learn that, because we don't have the ability, we've never had the agency or the authority to carve out our way on this land. We have it. We were slaves. Come on now. They took us from here, drug our ass the fuck over here, dropped us the fuck off, and it's been their world ever fucking since. We have done a lot in the last 70 years to undo all of much of what had been done, not the mental chains are what we still deal with. We are dealing with so many mental chains right now. There is so much mental slavery right now. I wish we could free ourselves from mental bondage because we are definitely stuck there. People don't know how to think for themselves. People are scared to think for themselves because it's much easier when I think about slaves. I was just reading about Harriet Tubman and her husband. Um, Shit, was that nigga named John? I forgot. But the whole story, I was just reading about their relationship last night. I really got into it. And it's crazy because as I'm thinking about the Clan Meg thing, because it's so big, and reading about Harriet Tubman, all of her going back and forth, her husband said, I'm not going north with you because he was already a freed man. We have to learn, and that's what the story is about. We have to learn how to move forward. So her husband decided, I don't need to run. I'm not going north with you. Don't want to go north? I ain't got to go north. And the reason why I don't have to go north is it pushes the clicks. Yep, negativity pushes the clicks, and some people believe it is all true. That's exactly it. The negativity is driving this whole swarm of fish, but it's nothing behind it. It's fake. It's false. And so Harriet Tubman's husband said, I'm not going. He's a freed man. He got his papers. I don't need to go anywhere. And so with her many journeys going back and forth, for taking slaves north to freedom, it is interesting to me because he was such a slave of the mind. He felt, I know this land. I'm not going to Canada. I'm not going north. I know this land. Now, mind you, you're a recently freed slave. How the fuck do you think they was treating this man? I don't care that you are quote unquote free and I got a slip of paper. Baby, you was in the South as a newly freed slave. And he said, I'd rather stay with the masters that I know than to be unconceptually free because I can't conceive it. I don't understand it, don't know it. It sounds foreign. It sounds scary. She is taking you to true freedom. But to him, he said, my freedom is here within the confines of a larger cage of bondage. And so he went and he got him another wife. She came back from the north to go get some more slaves. She came back and realized his ass is married. And she said, deuces, motherfucker, I can't do this. I don't want to be here. This is not it. You need to come north with me. He said, no, I'm good. And it's like reading about the mentality of that man and him wanting to stand firm in the South with still slaves. There are still slaves there. And remember the movie 12 Years a Slave, where the North didn't want the free blacks there. The South said, you can easily send them back here because we will put them right back on a plantation if they ain't got nowhere to go. He'd rather stay in the South as a quote unquote freed slave than to go to the North to be a free man. And that is where we are. We have so much mental bondage in our community that is what's truly the saddest of them all. Crabs in a bucket, but it's a talk thing. So I don't fault them for the system that taught you 2 times 2 is 4. That system taught you that 2 times 2 is 4. You hold true to that system. And it's not to say that the system is right or wrong, because 2 times 2 is 4. It is, in fact, 4. but you hold so much weight to the person who taught you that you won't let it go. That lesson, it has hook, line, and sinker. And that is where we are today. We have so many people who have a mental bondage in their heads. They will not think freely. What is taught to them is what they believe. Uh, I'm a Democrat because my dad was a Democrat. His dad was a Democrat. That's so many. No, I'm not a Democrat. I'm just saying that is how so many people are. I haven't even thought about what if I'm a liberal or an independent or this. I'm a Democrat because I just grew up in a Democratic family. And my mom was a Democrat and I'm a Democrat. No thought to it at all. Never thought. Should I be a Democrat? Do I even think like Democrats? Do I want what Democrats want? Nope. We have been systemically um, broken in. We have been systemically broken in, and these systems are are in place with great purpose. They are to control the masses, and to be black and free thinking is radical, and radical is has a negative connotation. To be a radical is bad, and that just means all I said was why they do that, because I was always at 1886 blacks were Republicans. Yeah, I mean the party has changed over time, and people who are not educated, people who fail to want to be challenged through challenge their perspectives challenged, because that's a lot of people. And I was gonna post that. How do you feel about your perspective being challenged? People talk about accountability a lot. Accountability only comes when you are challenged by something that you thought that you knew to be right. What if I challenge you and said that ain't what it is? Are you going to be defensive because it's pushing against what I know? But do you know? It's pushing against what I believe. Well, why do you believe it? It is pushing against something, and then people will be so defensive to hold their point, like, oh no, because without even thinking about the fact that someone just challenged your way of thinking. That's it. That's where accountability really comes in. And people talk about accountability. Very few people really want to be held accountable because it's uncomfortable. If somebody came to you and criticized you about something that they can criticize you about, do you sit there and take the criticism, or do you defend what it is that they're criticizing? Because that's called accountability. And it's not saying that uh, constructive criticism, because anything else is just you being a hater. Criticism is designed to help you be better, to challenge your way of thinking, to make you think about other ways of thinking, doing things, not doing things, or whatever the case may be. And many people can't take that. And that's where true accountability comes in. And people think accountability is just saying, I don't like the way you do that, and I'm sorry, I'm wrong. That's not accountability. Accountability is being held to opening up the chambers of your brain and mind to understand that there is a different way, my love. I know you think that that's that, but you ever thought about this? You ever considered that? You know that it doesn't bother a lot of people. It doesn't bother a lot of people who love growth. I love growth. Challenge me. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I am wrong and give me some facts to back that shit up. Some data, because I'm a data driven person. So please give me some intel as to why I am wrong. And one, I respect that. I respect people who challenge me. I respect people who can teach me that my way of thinking is not the only way, and there is another way. Not to say that I'm wrong, because there could be 13 ways to skin a cat. You're just teaching me another way how to, as black people, an image of God. Maybe that's why we respect every way. I do. I do believe that. I believe that the God that was given to us here in this land is felonious, which is why most of my posts is not that I don't believe in God or any of these things. I challenge the Christianity of these white people handed me. Bye, Rich. Be good. Off to work. You ain't doing no work. I challenge the God that these white people handed me. And that's really all mine is. When I'm posting all that stuff, I believe in God, love God, all the things. But I am definitely challenging anything that a white man in the United States has handed me and told me that that's what I'm supposed to be worshiping, believing, doing it. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Call me a radical. Call me anything. But the books, I don't. I question everything. I question any book that you want me to read. I question any God you want me to serve. I question anything that you have given me because I know that the systems that you put in place, the brainwashing of what you have done, is all for your good. You ain't never handed me nothing that was good for me. So I also ain't believing that the God that you gave me is good for me either. I just don't. I don't trust you. I don't trust that what you hand me is for me. Because I've seen you give people blankets with smallpox. I've seen you hand people things to kill them. I've seen what you do. I don't trust it. So I'm going to question every bit of it. Yeah, we ain't even have an hour show today, but y'all then just jumped on in here and got me talking and talking. So we have Black Republicans. Mm, I think in today's society of Black Republicans, if we're talking about like Black Republicans, like Tim Scott, I think they're just fucking idiots. I think they just whitewashed ass kissers. I don't believe it has anything to do with a political affiliation in any form. Ever since I was 18, I have been a registered Republican. I have never voted Republican in the primary. Clearly, I vote Republican because that's what's on my ballot. But that's not for the overarching general election because my ballots are different because I'm a Republican or I'm not anymore, but I have never changed it. And because I do want the Republican ballot, so that is huge for me. I want a Republican ballot. I want to see what's on that motherfucker. And boy, I was changed because the Bible has thousands of versionings. Uh, King James wrote a Quran. King James has written books for um, satanic worship. King James has written, so pretty much King James is like just a publishing house. I'm gonna rewrite whatever it is that I want, and that's what he's done. So all of these are everybody's interpretation of what they believe what was in that book, and people hold the book so dear as if they didn't, as if it was not used as a tool for control. That's exactly what it was. It is a tool used for control. When we left Africa, we had our spirituality. When we came here, they gave us the God they wanted us to have. They gave us the religions that they wanted us to have. They gave us who they wanted us to have, God that they wanted us to have. I don't know how that man roamed the earth at that equator, being that white. But that man was pale white. He is white like this. He is not white like that. And that's the man that they believe was in Africa. I was saying they just give you what they want you to have and beat it into you. They're gonna beat you until you believe it, right? Because that's what happened to us. We were beaten until we took on your name. My name was Kunta until I allowed you to beat me for 48 hours, and then at the end when I couldn't take it anymore, I said my name was Toby. So you what if they did that and we know that from roots? How much do you think that they beat our spirituality out of us until we said, y'all, white Jesus is our savior? If they beat you until they told you your name was no longer Kunta, it is Toby, how long do you think that they stood there on them blocks and beat our ass until they told us his name is Jesus, he is white, and he your man? How long do you think that that happened? Because it's the exact same thing. Every single thing that we learned in this land, we need to unlearn. We do. And until we do that and dissect and pull that shit apart, we're gonna be stuck right here with everybody in dissension and these algorithms, because now that we have technology, these algorithms are gonna be the things that destroys us. Because everybody's going with the flow when ain't none of this shit fucking right. You don't know not one motherfucking couple who arguing over 50-50 in this. You don't know one person who you said, I want to take out on a date, and was like, well, I ain't taking you here, and I'm doing this. If you like a woman enough, you're going to go on and take her wherever heck you feel as if you want to take her. And most women ain't going to say, you ain't taking me there. I'm getting out of the car. Girl, shut the fuck up and go and eat this goddamn burger or whatever the hell this man took you to. Like, it's just not real. We have the memes, and I mean, not memes. We have the videos of the ignorance in the world where girls are being taken out, and then they talking about, I ain't going here. Da 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 da. Remember a time we were? Yes, 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 yes. And so when I say I don't, the things that they have done to us, to the black woman, we are a social experiment. We are a scientific experiment. I just saw, it was a depiction of this white child. I don't know what story it was. I was watching it was like in an archival museum something. It might have been when I went to the Black African Museum of Art here. But it is a white girl, some white children, and they have ropes around the little black slaves. Like, these are my toys. Like, as if you're walking a dog. Like, wherever I go, I get to pull the little kid, and you just go wherever I go. Just go, because I'm playing with you, and you got the rope tied around your neck. Like, you my toy. And then I saw, was it what's the Hilton daughter, one of those Hiltons, and they had a campaign where they had a leash on a black man or something. I said, y'all just don't get it. Y'all don't get the visuals. Y'all don't. I'll be wanting people to know their history, because you wouldn't repeat half this shit. You look foolish in these campaigns and these ads and all of this stuff, wearing these name brand things of people who hate your ass, hate you, and they don't have black people at the helm or the forefront. So even the ads and the marketing that some of these companies put out, so racist. And you just can't wait to go buy you a Gucci. And they the most racist company on the face of the planet. Can't wait. Just got you spending every dollar that you own on that. And then you will frown down on a Telfar bag, which is an African company. You'll frown on it, but you want this over here, and they can't stand your black ass. Black people, wake up. Black people, get it together. Black people, read some books. Black people, know your history. Black people, educate yourself. Not what they've educated you, because they ain't gave you nothing that is formidable for what you need to dissect and understand why they want you to know what you know, why they wanted you to learn what you learned, why they wanted you to read things you read. Move past that. Go on and get you your own university of education by opening up your own brain and challenging everything that they've ever given you. Because that's where the real knowledge is. That is where the awakening will be, when you realize, if you gave it to me, it probably ain't for me. Because what have you ever given me? What have they given you? 40 acres? A mill? Some money? No. Because when we got those things, you burned all those communities down because you didn't want us to have them. And then you raided and took them and did all that. So do they really want you to have? Did they really want you to get? Did they really want you to possess? No, they did not. They gave you the things I wanted you to read so you can believe what's in that book. They gave you the things that they wanted you to have, because I need you to have that over there and not be thinking sizing up the stuff over here that I'm stealing. We ain't each other's enemy. And the sooner we realize that, man, we will be so much better off. Man, we will be so much better off if we understood that, one, we're the blueprint. We are the blueprint. The original doctors, the original scientists, original mathematicians, the original architects, the original all of those things. I really wish that we all knew our power. I wish these young people really understood Um, I really, yeah, I really wish we understood us collectively in totality all together. I wish we had that group sense of togetherness. I don't know what it's gonna take. And considering what's going on right now, you would think that at some point we'd wake up. It don't really seem like that's what's happening. And that's kind of sad because there's no greater time to want to see us wake up other than right now, because now is the time before we perish. We are not meant to last long on this land. We're gonna need to go back to this land. Everybody start packing your shit and getting the fuck on. Gone. Ghana is giving you, because that's where I want to go. Ghana is giving us citizenship. There are like 6 African nations that are giving us return back citizenship. And I don't mind doing it. I really don't. I really don't mind building me a Wakanda on the land in which my forefathers came. Because you clearly ain't about to do that shit here. Because all they gonna do is you start getting too big, they're gonna tear your shit down and steal it. Because that's kind of what all they do. That's just what they do. Okay, y'all had me on here talking for an hour. Know who you are. Well, we know who we are. I know from whom in which we've come, and we got a long way to go. And if there were ships, like everybody like Carnival, I can't stand Carnival Cruise. Give me some Norwegian or something. Give me a Norwegian cruise and take my ass back to Africa. I sure would board that ship. I sure would. I sure would. And wouldn't be no ways tired about it. I wouldn't even look back at this land ever again. And I'd be the fuck out. Take me back to, take me back. Take me through there, take me through there, back to the motherland. Because this place is tainted. It is tainted. It is riddled with the blood of our forefathers that will never, they'll never get the honor and the glory in which they deserve. Millions and millions of lives lost on this land for for what? For what? For us to be here arguing over going 50-50? For us to sit here and argue over religions when there are over 40,000 of 10,000 denominations, 10,000 different religions, and we arguing as if my one is the right one, and if you ain't a part of my one, then my God ain't gonna come on now, y'all. We all 10,000 religions can't be right and be the only one or the one or the one. So make that make sense. I just don't know. I just don't know, but I wish we wake up. I wish we fix it. And yeah, yeah, they shipped our asses everywhere. And what's funny is only the blacks here in America are making slave trade. People, and that's another thing. I need people to really understand what the slave trade was. Portuguese, the French, they went to Africa and they went to, and everybody's like, oh, well, y'all sold each other. No, that is not what happened. What happened was there were multiple tribes in Africa. And in that, in the let's just say it's 2 tribes. It's this tribe, this tribe. This tribe holds prisoners from this tribe that has come over here and did some shit. This tribe has prisoners from this tribe that's came over here and did some shit, and we got y'all prisoners. When the Portuguese and the French came to Africa, the bargaining was, I will give you my prisoners. We did not sell free people. We were not giving away our people in Africa. That's not what anybody did. Despite this false story that has been told, oh, well, y'all just selling them off to, that's not what the fuck happened. We gave them prisoners. They were giving away the prisoners that they did not, they were discarding of prisoners. to the French, Portuguese, of which they were lied to as to what they were going to even do with the fucking prisoners. They put them on a ship, took them away, said, that ain't enough. So now what do we got to do? Why is there a fort? Why does Ghana have a fort? Ghana has a fort because it was fighting, baby. They were not giving black people away. They were not selling black people. They began to come and steal black people. It wasn't like some king said, oh, take all my people. You could take half of them. And, oh, yeah, I'm getting rich over here taking all my people. That ain't none of that ever happened. I don't know where that false narrative ever came from. That is not what happened in any place at any time ever in life. But that's what people want to say. Oh, y'all was dumb enough to sell y'all people to the slave masters. It's not what happened. It's not what happened. But when you're not educated, the propaganda. You see how they perpetuate these stories that are falsehoods. It's not true. Nobody in Africa was just giving white people black people. We did not do that. That is not what happened. You came and you stole. And you came under false pretenses, asking for one thing. We bargained and made a deal as a trade, and you took, and then you took, and then you took, and then you did like this. And now when you look at all these countries, all the resources, the greatest landmass ever invented, greatest place that was ever part of the globe, every place, Libya, Mozambique, all of these places are rich in something that now you see they're over there fighting to extract every fucking resource. The Congo, extract every single resource from this land. You stole. That's what you did. You stole. There was no, we gave you anything. That just doesn't even make sense. If I came from the land of milk and honey, why the fuck do I need you for anything? Make that make sense. What do I need you for? You the one came over here because you are in need. We ain't in need of shit. We got everything we need. Got everything we need. Every single thing we need. And yeah, I can open myself up to free markets to say, hey, what do you have? Oh, you want to bring this in and we can make a trade, because that's how global trade works. You give me wheat, I give you corn, or whatever the exchange may be. And so now the story is, we over there, the black people were selling us off and got happy because they got some money for black people, and they sold all of these people around the world. You know how many slaves left, or how many Africans were enslaved? How many? Because we were enslaved. That's not who we are. We are not slaves. We're humans, human cargo. Um, Thank you, Art. Uh, we are people. We're not slaves. Our forefathers were not slaves. They were enslaved individuals. So I need to really watch my wording on that. But how many went to Europe? How many went to all of South America? How many went to the Caribbean? And then how many went to, or came to, where we know to be these states here? And I guess that's your history lesson for today. That's the history lesson for today. So I'm in there because I go on forever about preaching about black people and my love for my people. That I just need them to get their shit together, because man, these days ahead, they are about to be very long and treacherous, because shit getting bad. And the way in which we're repealing the rights of those that we fought for. Because here in this land, our black asses, black like this, not like this, our black asses fought for the rights of humans, for everybody. And when people fail to realize, when we don't see Hispanics marching, when we don't see women marching, when we don't see the Asian community marching, when we don't see all these people who have benefited from us being hosed down the streets, being trampled by horses, being set on fire, crosses being burned. When we fought for civil rights, It wasn't for blacks. It was for everybody. So everybody comes to this land and benefit on the rights that we fought for, because your Asian ass came over here and it wasn't no civil rights movement. You gonna be a piece of shit. I mean, they still feel as if you are a piece of shit, but do you understand? You have no rights. You're not white. You have no rights. Only people who had rights was white men. White women, you didn't even fucking have rights. You know how everybody got fucking rights? Asians, you know you got rights. Mexicans, you know you got rights. Everybody know you got rights. Us, the civil rights fucking movement. When we did that shit, it gave everybody fucking rights. You didn't have them prior to. You just sat there and shut the fuck up. It was us out there saying no. King, Malcolm X, W.E.B. Du Bois, Thurgood Marshall, the Malcolm X's. It's baffling that people don't quite understand that everything that you have in this land came from black people out in these streets marching and fighting. If you are not a white man, everybody on this land is DEI. You are DEI carnage. And the reason why you have anything that you have, the reason why your Asian ass can get a fucking loan to get a business, the reason why you can put your Korean liquor store in my neighborhood and extract my black dollars from here is because black people marched and fought for it. Because other than that, your Korean ass would have been out. They would treat you like the fucking scum of Asians that you are. That's not nice. Yes, it's like the DEI of America. Civil rights is the DEI of America. White women, you wouldn't be able to have a credit card if it wasn't for us marching. Nobody would have anything. The only people who have something, land, title, the right to vote, will be white men. That is what this land was based off of. Every single person on earth prior to the 60s had no rights. Nothing. Nothing. The Japanese in California. That's a whole nother, that will get, I give you some well, it's Los Angeles, but California history. California, Los Angeles specifically, used to be pretty much all black and Japanese until they came and said, "Ooh, this shit pretty. Ooh, wow, shit just be growing over here. Oh my gosh, oranges abound. This some good land. This some good soil. Wow, the beach." Because prior to, they wanted Compton, they wanted all those areas, and they pushed our ass all the way out to the beach. So they realized there's some beautiful shit. Bruce's Beach. You wonder why we held the coast. My grandmother came here in a covered wagon in 1906. My grandmother remembered before Western was a street, for any of these streets. She remembered when, and she told me about this. And then when I just saw a picture of like 1916 or something like this, a train. She's like, it used to be a train that went from here and it went all the way up around the coast or whatever. And I just saw a picture and I was like, oh, my big mama was like, not that she would ever lie to me, but just hearing the story, she's like, I remember when Los Angeles, before the 110 was a freeway constructed. And she remember seeing just all the rolling hills all the way out to the ocean. Los Angeles, there's nothing but green pastures. Again, this is in the before 1920. And then they realized, nah, this shit nice. We want this. Y'all gotta go. And that's what happened. And then that's what happened. And then they started saying that we're making the neighborhoods bad. No, these were where we were dwelling prior to. We didn't necessarily have modern technology like phones, and we still have outhouses and things of that nature. But for the most part, Los Angeles was black and Japanese. This is where we were. This is where we landed. We had no rights. We had no nothing, but we had the land. That's what we had when we came out west to California. And Los Angeles specifically, it was a mining town. You got to think everybody came out west for gold. And we had Native Americans. We had those from the South, hence California. Everything in California is Los Angeles, San Pedro, San Diego. These names did not just come from nowhere. They came from the where they came from. Okay, listen to the name: El San El Los. Like, come on, it makes sense, right? And so we were here, and then they decided, no, that shit look good. We want that. So y'all skedaddle. It's our shit now. And then that's kind of sort of how we got gentrified here in Los Angeles. They kicked our ass all the way out to the beach, and then they was like, wait. That's beautiful over there. We want that too. Now kick them back all the way. So put them way over here on the east, and then we'll get the beach now. We gonna build up over on the beach, and now take their ass back to Compton and the east side. And that is the perpetuous cycle of the way in which um, we came to be here. But I really wish people pick up a goddamn book and learn. Be be curious. Be inquisitive enough to care about your own history as it relates to you, as it applies to you. Because when you do, then you'll have more understanding and a contextual perspective as to why things are the way they are. And then the angle in which some other people are coming from. Like, I see your angle. And I know your angle because I know my history. And now I know why you're coming at me like that. That's it. That's my show. I love you, Art. Love you, James. Love you, Rich. Love you, Kay. Love you, everybody who has joined me today. And y'all just got me on here babbling. But thank you. You're very welcome for all the information. And I wasn't even supposed to be doing no history lesson today, but it's okay. And I will see y'all on today's Thursday, Tuesday. I don't know the topic. It was it was a continuation of the conversation. Shit. I gotta post about it. I don't remember what the topic was, but I'll see you guys on Tuesday at 6:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, only on the YouTube channel, Crazy Melanin Princess. Y'all know where to find me. You ain't got to go home, but I love y'all. So get off the line and go have a cigar or a drink or something, okay? Bye.